All right, if you're a product builder, you absolutely know this feeling. Your inbox, it's just overflowing with user feedback. And it's kind of like a treasure trove and a minefield at the same exact time. So, how do we tame this feedback beast? Well, let's dive in and figure out how to turn all that chaos into your most powerful tool for growth.
Man, this quote from the Qualru team just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You get that first jolt of excitement like, wow, people actually care about what we built. But then, the sheer volume of it all can be completely paralyzing. It's so easy to get lost in that dread, just wondering, are we even working on the right things anymore?
So that's the big question, right? That's what we're going to tackle in this explainer. We are going to walk through a really practical, no-nonsense guide to collecting, organizing, and, most importantly, acting on feedback in a way that actually moves the needle and puts you back in the driver's seat.
Let's start by just putting a name to the problem. I like to call it the feedback paradox, because deep down, there are brilliant, game-changing insights buried in all those emails and surveys, but right now, they're just lost in a giant mountain of noise. And this is what that overwhelm feels like in the real world. You've got feature requests just piling up. You've got ideas coming at you from every single direction, and you're left with this nagging doubt. Are we even on the right track? And maybe the worst part of it all? When you can't act on everything, your users feel ignored. And that kills trust. Pretty soon, they just stop giving you feedback at all. It's a really vicious cycle. So the solution really starts at the very beginning, with how you're collecting feedback in the first place. It's time to cure our bad collection habits. We have to stop just asking for more feedback and start asking for smarter, contextual feedback. And we have to do it without annoying our users. And the shift is actually a lot simpler than you might think. You know the old way, right? These long, generic surveys that get blasted out at random times. The smart way is much more surgical. Think quick, in-app microsurveys. You ask one, maybe two targeted questions at the absolute perfect moment, like right after a user tries a new feature. It respects their time, and believe me, you get much higher quality data.
So here are 3 classic mistakes to avoid. First, asking vague questions. Something like, do you like it? Gives you opinions, sure, but not actionable insights. Second, timing is everything. If you ask at the wrong moment, you're not getting feedback, you're just an annoying pop-up. And third, and so many people miss this, don't ignore your support channels. Support tickets are an absolute goldmine of raw, unfiltered feedback from users right at the moment they're most frustrated and often most honest.
Okay, so once you've dialed in your collection methods, you're going to have much better feedback. But you still have to organize it, right? This next step is all about turning that mountain of noise into a clear, actionable signal. And we're going to do that using a couple of simple but really powerful frameworks. A great place to start is the Stop, Keep, Start framework. It's incredibly simple. As feedback rolls in, you just ask yourself, is this something we should stop doing that's going to pinpoint your problems? Is this something we should keep doing that reinforces your strengths? And is this something we should start doing? That, my friends, is where you find your next big idea. Now, for a deeper dive, there's the feedback review matrix. You're just plotting feedback on 2 really simple axes. Was it positive or negative? And was it expected or unexpected? It's that second question that's so powerful. This is where you really start to uncover your blind spots. So how does this turn into action? Well, for the positive and expected stuff, you celebrate it, and you double down. For the negative and expected things, you create a plan to change them. But the real magic, that happens in the unexpected column. An unexpected positive, you need to figure out how to habituate that, make it a core strength. An unexpected negative, whoa, that's your signal to explore deeply. That's how you find out what you don't know. Okay, you've collected your feedback, you've organized it. Now comes the most important part of all, bridging that gap between insight and actually doing something. This is where so many teams fall down. They let all this great research just sit in a slide deck forever.
But not us. Here's a simple, repeatable 4-step plan to make it happen. First, synthesize and reframe. Second, prioritize, ruthlessly. Third, document the why. And finally, the super crucial step, close the loop with your users. Let's break that down a bit.
So that first step, reframing, is a total game changer. An observation like, users don't click the call to action, isn't very helpful, is it? But when you reframe that as a how might we question, like how might we make the CTA's purpose clearer so users feel confident clicking it? Now you're talking. That immediately opens up all sorts of creative solutions. Once you have your problems framed, it's time to prioritize. And an impact versus effort matrix is perfect for this. You just plot every potential solution on this grid. And see that top left quadrant? High impact, low effort. Those are your quick wins. You start right there. Build some momentum and deliver immediate value.
Step 3 is documentation. I know. It's the one everybody wants to skip, but it is so critical. This quote says it all. Documenting the why is invaluable. 6 months from now, when somebody asks why a feature was built a certain way, you won't have to guess. You'll have a clear record of the user insight that drove that decision.
And finally, my absolute favorite step, the one that builds incredible loyalty, closing the loop. It can be as simple as a line in your release notes, a post on social media, or even a quick personal email. When your users see that their feedback, the thing they said, directly led to an improvement, they feel heard, they feel valued, and they're way more likely to help you again. Everything we've covered so far will help you build a fantastic system for reacting to feedback. But the final step, the true master level, is moving from simply reacting to anticipating what your users need. This whole idea is called proactive UX, and it's a real shift in how you think. Instead of waiting for a user to get stuck and complain, you design experiences that actually predict their needs and guide them so seamlessly that they never even hit that point of friction to begin with. And look, this isn't science fiction. Proactive UX is powered by things we're seeing every single day, using predictive analytics to spot trends, personalizing interfaces based on behavior, automating tedious tasks, and intelligently guiding users to prevent mistakes before they can even happen. It's all about making the product feel like it's just one step ahead of you. So when you truly master this entire feedback loop and you start thinking proactively, the whole question your team asks every morning starts to change. You stop asking that reactive question, how do we fix this? And you start asking something much more powerful. And that's the final thought I want to leave you with. This is the question that separates good product teams from the great ones. Are you just stuck on the hamster wheel, always reacting to feedback? Or are you looking ahead, building a system that actually allows you to anticipate what your users are going to need next? Because that is the path to building something truly exceptional.